Okay, come on. There we go. Live chat. How's everybody doing out there? Everybody, nobody? Yeah, I forgot I should be doing this today. I've been doing it for what? How many months have I been doing this? And I completely spaced it out today. I was pretty busy though. I don't really expect anybody to come in because I'm usually in here by around noon my time, and it's now 6:37 Pacific. Yeah, yeah. And I think people are used to coming in then, so well, that's weird. Ugh, bag just kind of relocated itself on my floor. So let's see. Yeah, because I was busy doing a lot of stuff. Whoops, let me pull this over. I haven't even got my there, there, my microphone. There we go. Oh, there was one person in and they popped right back out again. Yeah, I'm looking rough. I was busy all day. I I was stuffing boxes in my car because I've been doing test products for Amazon, and you pick 3 things a day max at this point, and you get to keep the items, which is nice. So I try to order items that I would like or that I could sell for a fairly good price because I need the income. So far I haven't oh, I sold one thing. I sold a Christmas thing, but um the boxes and the bags, my goodness, have a lot of those. So, down at our dump, our county dump, luckily it's only about 3 miles away from here. We can take cardboard down. So, in my car, I was just stuffing them in my car. I've got my back of my truck is full. I'll have to take that down pretty soon and dump it too. But, uh, so I was busy. I thought, "Okay, I wanna go. Today's the big lottery thing," and I forgot to buy a ticket the other day. It's like, what are the chances? People are buying like $5,000 worth of tickets and all that stuff. So anyway, I did that. I thought, okay, I'm gonna kill a lot of birds today. So in order to drive my car to the dump, it was covered in ashes and burned up bark and moss, and I mean, literally, it was just covered. I couldn't have driven it legally the way it was covered because we've got fires nearby all around me. There are fires, and it looks like right now it's only 6:30. The sun's still out, but like it looks like it's going to get dark any minute. Looks like the sun's gone down. So, um, oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Uh, yeah, it's been pretty dark. So with all the fires going on, it's, smoky everywhere. People were driving with their headlights on because visibility is down to less than a quarter mile, some places even less, so it's, kinda dangerous to get out on the highway, especially at night. It's like fog, it's hard to see through the smoke. I was outside talking okay, I let me think what all I did today. I'll catch you up on what I've been doing. Um, my sister left a big bowl here that I don't remember why. It's been here so long, I forgot why. Anyway, I filled it with a bunch of table grapes that I picked, off the grapevine out there and took it over to her. After I had a bag of garbage to dump off. I at a dumpster that she has, down by the river. I took the boxes to the dump, and then I went to the store because I thought, well, being carnivore, I thought, I need to get, to Spokane so that I can buy some chuck steaks. I'm out of beef. I haven't had beef for like a week and a half. And I'm like, oh, I need some beef, man. I want some beef really bad. I've been eating seafood, which is okay, but it's not really long lasting filling. You get hungry really quick. And then let's see, and I had been living on pork and chicken. It's like, ugh, I'm so sick of pork and chicken right now. I even bought baby back ribs at Costco and I had them frozen. And I tried eating those without barbecue sauce. They're kind of blah. I cooked them in the air fryer, and Marsha Kay, she recommended the liners for the air fryer because those things my air fryer, the back of it has slots in it about this far from the bottom. So when you pull it out, if you pull it out, the fat or the melted grease rocks back and forth and shoots out the back. It's a really bad design in the back, but the rest of it, I love it. So I got some of those liners, love them. I don't have to worry about that anymore. So it's the cleanup time is 0, which is really nice. But anyway, so I thought, well, I'm going to go to the store. I'll check and see if I can get some ribeye there. Or ribeye, I can't afford ribeye. Some chuck steak, some beef, just see if they got any on sale, which I didn't expect 'cause I never go shopping here. I buy food at this in my town maybe once a year, twice a year maybe, if I know that it's on sale, but they quit sending out sale flyers, so I don't ever know when things are on sale. But I wanted to get some lottery tickets just for the heck of just to say I did. It's almost $2 billion. I mean, come on. What would you do with that kind of money? I don't know. I can think of a lot of things I do. Hey, somebody else has rolled in. What are you guys doing here on a Saturday night? So anyway, I stopped at the grocery store, and I'll be darned if they didn't have chuck steak for what was it, 5.99 a pound? Costco was 7.50 a pound last time I was there about a month and a half ago. Why go there if I can buy it here for a buck 50 less a pound? So I got 4 packs. I'm gonna go back up tomorrow and get some more. So I have it stocked up because what I do is I'll chop it up into steaks and then roll them up in some cellophane and then freeze them put them in a bag and freeze them. That way I can just pull them out as I need them, which is really nice. So, um, yeah, score. And then I got my tickets. I didn't know that they raised the Mega Millions price to $5 a ticket. It used to be 3, but I got my tickets. These are the winning tickets. Wouldn't it be cool if I won both? Yeah, that'd be fun. Be fun. I mean, what do you do with it? There's so much money, it's stupid money. I have a lot of friends that I would help out. I'd be buying a house in Florida. I love Florida. Love, love, love Florida. In Hawaii, I love Hawaii, but I don't like the plane. I like to fly, but that's a long trip. But I would buy a place in Hawaii. I would fix this house, fix it up. It needs a new roof. It needs a lot of work. Really needs a lot of work. Um, make finish the basement. The house is 52 years old and the basement's never been finished. A lot of space that's wasted here. A lot of things I would do. But anyway, that's what I would do. And I would have people that would come and stay at my Florida and Hawaii places and we would bask in the sun. I told them I would get them all facelifts and butt lifts and boob jobs if they if they want it. Who knows? The sky's the limit. That's piddling money for that. Hey, Cindy, how are you doing? Good to see you out there. Do you have much smoke down there? Yeah, we're smoked out. As a matter of fact, I was outside talking to my sister, and she said she had to go inside because the smoke was bothering her eyes. I must be like big dummy because it didn't bother me at all, but she was having a hard time, so she went inside. But anyway, I'll catch you guys up on what I did over the last week since last time I talked to you. It's horrible. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad here. Um, yeah, I can see smoke between me. That's like 50 feet away. I can see smoke. I can see the film of it. What's really bad is we're supposed to get dry lightning tonight. I haven't checked my phone yet to see, but that's where I get most of my weather stuff. But my sister said local news was saying dry lightning tonight, which is the worst because all the smoke here started from the lightning storms we had. We had one after another. We had one night last week and then another night. I remember laying in bed I love lightning storms, but the second one after the fires that the first one started, I was like, "Oh my gosh." Usually I get up and watch them and I was just too depressed because oh my gosh, we're gonna have so many fires because it was like bam, 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 bam. I could see it lighting up my bedroom all night. I was like, "God, this is gonna cause so many fires," and it did. One of them is within a mile of a friend's house up on Queen of Sheba, which is the name of a mountain. But I guess they've got all kinds of tankers around it. The smoke here is so bad that they can't bring the fire retardant planes in. They can't see anything. They literally can't see the ground to dump anything. And they fly really low, really low. Yeah, they can't even come in. But There's supposed to be the dry lightning tonight, and then I guess in a couple days we're supposed to get some rain and that for a few days, so it should clear it up, which is good. It'll clear the air. People will be able to go outside and breathe again. But yeah, it doesn't bother me. I like the smell of it. It reminds me of fighting. I used to fight wildfires, and I liked it. It was one of my favorite jobs. Um, but anyway, yeah, it's down closer. I got to the river today because the dumpster that I go to is about 2 miles out of town, a mile from the river. I was a mile from the mountain. This is a huge mountain, and I couldn't even see. I couldn't see more than I don't know, probably 16th of a mile. I couldn't see farther past that. It was crazy. And that's smoke. That's just our that's such I thought our season I just was saying something in the last week of August. "Ah, we got out of this one okay. We usually have fires in August. This is our month." And well, guess what? Here's September and here's our fires. So anyway, yeah, so uh about a week and a half, no, it's yeah, about week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I ran out of my beef. And just being too oh, I've been busy. I'm doing my, proper human diet training for counseling, and it's keeping me really busy, but also just I've been trying to take care of furniture that's outside that I need to paint and put up for sale and try to get rid of, or at least, then I have to wrap it for winter so it doesn't have any moisture, so it doesn't ruin it. I've been thinking about getting a little store. Don't know yet what's gonna happen there. Depends how much money I can make. Dr. Berry seemed to think we'll make good money doing being health coaches because they the they pay well and people he said we're at the cutting edge right now where doctors are gonna need you, other people. So let's just keep our fingers crossed because I need a new roof and I need stuff. And I just don't know if my ship is coming in with lottery. So anyway, ran out of beef, started eating chicken, pork. I had some sausage in the I just don't beef I can eat every day, but that stuff it got really yucky over time. So I thought, well, and I wasn't losing a lot of I kind of slowed down in the weight loss thing and I wasn't sure why. But it because it'd been about 3 weeks since the last time I fasted. I fasted for 2 days and it kicked my weight loss into high gear. I started losing. I mean, that was when I started losing. I didn't lose anything before that. For 4 months, I didn't lose anything. From the time I started, when I fasted for 2 days, got off the dairy, the cream, the cheese, but I didn't eat a lot of cheese, but mostly cream. Took salt in the morning, my tea, my, papaya leaf tea for liver, what else? Yeah, not having cream cuts back on my coffee consumption immensely because I mainly drink coffee too for the cream. What else did I eat or do? I tried eating earlier in the day and not eating late, although I did have my steak about 2 hours ago, I think. So about 4 o'clock. So that's pretty late. I wanna get it down before 3. But since I went on I went on another fast. What's today? Saturday. So Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday morning was my last meal. And I thought, well, I wanna try for 3 days. I don't know if I'll make it. I'll try for 3 days. So I fasted. I got through the first day. The first day is not that hard, really. You get not cravings, but it's like the urge to eat. You say, no, don't, no, you don't need to that. Just take a drink something. And then if after a few minutes, that urge goes away. And off and on throughout the day, maybe 4 times, it bothered me. And day two came up 'cause I did a 2-day fast when it first kicked this off. Well, I heard Dr. Berg talking about how a 72-hour fast is really good for autophagy, does a lot of things for the body, it's super, super good for you because your body isn't working to digest food, and your insulin levels are low, so your body can repair things that it just needs to repair, and it can continues on. It doesn't just stop at the 72-hour mark. Your body will continue to do things. So, now I'm burping. Just pardon me. So I thought I'm gonna try and do a 3-day. So day 2 came around and I thought, "Can I do another day?" I thought, "I should be able to." So I thought, "Well, we'll see how we feel in the morning." And I felt kinda, and that night I felt kinda, "Eh," but I got up the next morning and I was like, "Yep, I can do another day. I can do another day." So I did another day and I thought, "Well, I just asked God to help me through it and, push me through the fasting so I don't because really wanted to get to the 72-hour point, and that was my first Friday. Let's see, was it Friday? Did I end yesterday or Friday? I can't remember. Anyway, oh, excuse me. I, uh, I did it, and I felt pretty good, and I wasn't, like, sick. I just felt like, "Okay, yeah, I can do this. This isn't as hard as I thought it would be." So I did it, and when I got up the next day, I had it must have been Friday, must have been my last day because I had the meeting with, um, Doctor Berry with the group. He did a live with us and some other stuff, and so all that morning, because I my last meal 3 days earlier had been at 10 or 11 o'clock, so we got done sometime after that, and it was like I wasn't in any big hurry to eat, but I didn't really have much I wanted to eat. I had pulled out the baby back ribs and put them on the counter to thaw out, and they were thawed out by the next day. So that's what I had for breakfast. Think I threw them in the I cut off a piece about like that, ribs, and there's not a lot of meat on those. Threw it in the, air fryer, and I had to run it for a long time. Those things take a long time to cook, but I got it. I did other things. I came back and finally I think I ate around noon or 1 o'clock, and after I ate it was okay. I mean, it's like, "Okay, that was good." Um, but pork is really rich, and I'm not a big fan of I like pork steaks, and that is almost about the only thing I like, and I do like the ribs if they have something on them, even a thin layer of, like, barbecue sauce. I mean, super thin, like 1 tablespoon to cover the whole thing, just so it has a little bit extra taste, um, which I probably could do because it's like that's not gonna trip me up really bad to have that little bit. So, I didn't do that, though. I just put salt and pepper. I think I might have put some onion powder on it, and I ate it, and then a few hours later, I started getting kinda sick, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't feel that good. Oh, man, I feel horrible." Um, but all I thought, "Well, I'll just have some more and probably give the rest to my sister because I just it's too much for me." So, I had some more. I didn't get any better, and later on that night, I started feeling really crappy, went to bed, and I even had a little bit of acid reflux, which was weird. I haven't had that for almost half a year. So, I wasn't happy about that, but I woke up the next day, and it's like which was today or yesterday? What did I eat yesterday? I think I had pork again, I don't remember. But anyway, today's either my 2nd or 3rd day off of the fast, but I got up and I'd lost let me look. Got my empty pop cans here. My Zevia. What did I might have to turn on my light here. Hang on. Okay. Um, when I started the fast, I think I was 190.6 on the 27th. No, that can't be right. No, where's my fast at? I just did it a few days ago. Okay, day 1 of the fast. Because I was at 190, and then I went up to 191, then went back down to 190.6, I went up, down to 189.6, I went up to 190.4. So I thought, "Okay, there's something going on with my weight, so I'm just gonna do a fast." So I did it, and I had day 1 was 190.4, day 2 was 188.4, day 3 Yeah, my days are screwed up. I wonder if I forgot to put one on 186.2, and today was 186.6. So I've lost almost 15 pounds in the past month, which is really good. But yeah, it went up a little bit. I know I didn't go up yesterday because I think what was it? Oh, because of all the pork I ate. I figured that probably would affect my weight a little bit. Hello, third person that just came in. So 186.6. I had this morning. What did I eat? I had, I don't remember, so I'm not writing it down. What did I have this morning? Was it pork? I might have had leftover. I don't remember. Yeah, I had a pork chop because I'd put it in the fridge. It was thawing out several days before I started my fast. I got to eat that before it goes bad. So I had a pork chop for breakfast. It was like, it was kind of like eating cardboard. And then, but anyway, tonight I had steak. I got to have some of my steak, and I was happy about that because I think I was needing it because last night I'll lay in bed sometime. Oh, my hair. I look awful. And my shirt's inside out. Yes, I know it's inside out because I planned on painting today. I turn my clothes inside out when I paint, so if they get you need to fast. Are you doing keto? Or it's easier on keto, I'll tell you that. If you're doing keto or carnivore, it's even easier on carnivore than it was on keto, but it's much, much easier. I couldn't do it if I wasn't doing one of because what happens when you fast also, when your food doesn't have the glucose from a regular diet that you eat, um, it'll kick into fat burning. That's why I was hungry. I'd get a little hunger pang and then it would stop because my body would kick into fat burning mode and use fat for fuel so you don't get hungry during that fat burning process. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to get 3 days in. I wanted 72 hours so that I could because it's supposed to take care of wrinkles and with saggy skin, like if you've got and I can tell my arms are smaller. They don't look smaller, but I can feel them. They are smaller. They're tightening up a little bit. But I'm so overweight. It's hard for you guys to see it, but I can feel it because they were a lot bigger before and a lot saggier. They're still loose, but not like they were. So things and that's part of what fasting will do and carnivore and keto that helps with that. You don't when you see people that lose a lot of weight and they're not doing carnivore or keto, they get that extra skin that they have to have cut off. They have to have surgery and it's really expensive and extremely painful. Um, but with this, when I lost weight the first time, I lost a lot. I don't even know how overweight I was. I'll bet I lost 80 pounds, which I can't imagine being 80 pounds overweight, but I think I was. Um, but I didn't have any sagging skin from that. But see, I've got this down here, the gobbles from being overweight. I've got you see the connective tissue doing weird stuff here. I don't know if you can yeah, so I've got the gobble stuff going on in this. But I'm noticing that this is I'm starting to suck that up there. You're doing more of ketovore, cut way back on veggies and more meat. Good, good. How do you feel? Are you feeling better? Because even if you don't need to lose weight like I do, it helps with how you feel. It helps with a lot of health problems. It helps. There's just so much to it. You feel better mentally. Sometimes it comes right away, and sometimes it takes a while, but it comes. And sleep is good. I was gonna say last night I need more potassium. I was thinking it was magnesium, but it can happen with potassium too. Um, if you don't get enough, you can get foot cramps, calf cramps. So I when I stretch, I'll lay in bed, and when I can tell when I'm getting muscles because it used to be when I worked out all the time or climbed the hill or did whatever I did that for a workout, I would stretch. Makes me want to yawn. I would stretch and I'd like almost be completely tense from my heels to the back of my head and just arch and all my muscles would be tight. Well, I'll do that now. I do that randomly. And I've had a few times. I have never until recently had a cramp in my calf before. And I got cramps in my calf last night. And it's usually my right one. it was been my left one, I think, twice, but last night, oh my gosh, I got this cramp. I started to cramp up. I was like, "No, no, no. Ah, crud, you gotta try your potassium." But I noticed that my calf, it's actually sore. I'm moving it, and it's actually sore from that. And once it starts cramping up, it's really hard to stop it. And I was, I finally got to stop, but my toes, both of my big toes, very slowly started turning back on themselves, cramping. And I thought, is what I think happening? And I had to pull my foot out and look, and sure enough, you know how your feet will be like this. My toes, my big toes were like this, sticking up. And I had to reach down and push them back down, kind of massage them back down. And I thought, what the heck is going on? So I'm pretty sure that I need my potassium because I'm taking a magnesium, but low potassium can do that too. So, but the toes didn't hurt. It just felt weird. Awesome. More energy and less stiffness. How long have you been doing it? I think you'll find that the longer you go, the better you're going to feel. Like I can get out of bed without hurting. I can bend over. I put my cats um, in the kitchen. I have a stool that I used to feed my little baby kitty on, and I, put it on the stool so I wouldn't have to bend over so far to pull up the dishes, and fill them up or clean them. That's the only reason I did that, and I've noticed now I don't really have to. You start a few. Oh, you did? Good for you. So you've been doing it about 5 months. Good for you. I'm glad you're doing that. Yeah, there's a little bit to it when you first start keto, and I encourage people, when I do my coaching, once I get to my coaching thing, um I probably won't change too much of what I've talked about on what things should be done, but the easiest way, if you're gonna break into it, is to initially what I would do, I found this worked for me, and it helped me you wanna stay with it, and I think most people after a while, they'll jump off the wagon, like I did that, because I did it to lose weight, and I didn't lose weight, and I was really angry, so, um a few months later, I went back on it because I felt so crappy on regular food. So I went back on it, not expecting to lose weight, just to feel better. And I did. I felt better. Within a week, I felt awesome. So um, I heard thump, thump, thump. Haas, when he walks down the stairs, are thickly carpeted stairs. And I can hear him thump, 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 thump going out. And getting his refill, going back out. He hit skunk last night again. Oh, God. Yes. And then laid on my head. You'd like to start losing weight, you might be like me and it just takes longer to do that, and a fast might help that. Or it could be that something you're eating. Um, I quit doing cream. I used a lot of cream because I needed fat. I needed to build up my fat. Now let me tell you first about what I do. So, if you wanna do it, start out by cutting something out. Eating less of sugar or something that's got sugar in it. Just start like baby steps within a week. Just make it so now you don't have any sugar that you're eating. And I get that it's hard if you've got somebody living with you, but I started this with somebody living in the house that they aren't really a junk food person, but they ate stuff it's made them fat. I mean, they got up to like almost 250 pounds and they're only 5'10". Um, and then start clipping out grains, like, if you eat oatmeal, cut it out. That's a really badly polluted grain, by the way. I love oatmeal, but anyway, cut that out, then cut corn, then start cutting out your wheat stuff, and you can do that within a couple of weeks, you can be completely keto. It helps to get on a Chronometer or My Fitness Pal so you can track. Initially, it's good to track how many carbs you're eating because you shouldn't be eating more than 20 a day. And a lot of times, if you're not losing weight, it can be because you're eating too many carbs. For me, it wasn't. My body just didn't want to lose it yet, so it was really weird. Stress can cause you to stay and not lose weight sometimes too. But usually, the keto, once you're fully keto, uh, food stress causes probably. I don't know, 70% of the stress issues you've got because everybody eats, and if you're eating poison, the poison's gonna mess with you. So, if you do it that way, I'm I cut out the second time I started keto, the first time I did it, I just went whole hog, just because 'cause I'm one of those people, I can do that. Cut everything out right now, I'm done. No more sugar, and it can be in the house, and I don't want it. I've got things in the house in here right now that are not keto, and I glance over them like they're pots and pans. I don't even think about eating them. I don't want them. But, with keto, it's good to get on and stay with it and see how you do with it. You'll feel better, definitely feel better if you're doing it right. Um, I used cream when I did keto. I never stopped doing cream, and I still at, what, 5.5 months started losing the weight. Around 5 or 5.5 months. I started losing the weight, and I don't know exactly when because I didn't expect to, and I was surprised when my clothes were fitting so different that I had. Um, yeah, stress is a huge stress is almost the factor. That's how I got fat was from the stress. It was stress that made me fat. I didn't change my eating at all. I just that was the stress. And the cortisol, it changes your body composition through chemistry, and it's just a mess. Um, but anyway, yeah, doing keto is good. Um, I was on it. I thought I'd only been on it 7 years, but it was, I think, closer to 9. And when my baby kitty disappeared, that stressed me out horribly, horribly. Even worse than when my mom died, it was kinda weird, but just not knowing what happened to him and looking and looking and looking for him and all that, it messed me up really bad, and that's a started gaining weight, and I couldn't at the time figure I couldn't figure out, "Why am I gaining weight? What's going on?" It was like I wasn't changing what I was eating, I didn't have anything else it was the cat. It was my poor little baby kitty disappeared, and I was so worried about him. That heart thing, when you miss somebody, when you lose something, the loss thing could do that. So, it did for me, and I just realized that a few months ago, that's where it came from. So, anyway, doing keto helps with a lot of things, and normally it would have been fine, except the weight gain I got, I finally stabilized the weight gain, and I couldn't lose it. I lost him in August 4th of last year. January of this year, I'd finally quit gaining, but I wasn't losing it, and I couldn't figure out why. What's going on? Um, excuse me. And it was very frustrating, but I wasn't bothered with it too much because I wasn't going anywhere. I was just busy doing things here. I don't go out much anymore, but I could tell my clothes were tight. My underwear was tight, which really pissed me off. My underwear. It's like I'm not buying new underwear. I'm going to lose weight. I was very determined. Um, but yeah, I wasn't losing it. And then I found out, when was it? February, I think. My ex called me. We're still friends. And he said, "Yeah," he says, "I started Carnivore." I said, "What? You? You started Carnivore? The junk food guy?" It wasn't really a junk food guy, but potatoes and he ate stuff he shouldn't eat, but he didn't eat junky junk. He didn't go buy donuts and stuff like that. But he was so it shocked me, and I said, "Why are you? What got you to do that?" Well, his son's special forces, and he does it. He said that the special forces do carnivore quite often. Um, and I said, "How do you like it?" He says, it's not too bad." He says, "Uh, it's different. It's different." And he said the first month he was on it, he says he didn't lose any weight at all. Uh, Dr. Bright, she said that your body takes about a month to figure out that it's needing to lose weight, or that it just has to adjust to certain things. It usually takes a month for most people to start losing weight. And that's a long time to wait when you're hoping and expecting some good results. So, anyway, he'd tell me every time he'd talk to me, he'd tell me how much weight he'd lose, and, "Yeah, I gotta take another notch out of my belt, and I gotta do this, gotta do that." And he says he never threw away his old clothes from when he was slender, and so he was able to actually backtrack and fit into these clothes, and he was just tickled pink. I remember thinking, "Man, I could never do carnivore. It's so just meat, are you kidding? Ugh, how boring." And I thought, "How unhealthy." And I remember, thinking it was just such an unhealthy way to eat, because you need your vegetables and you need your vitamins and all that stuff. Uh, I think there are some people that do take it to extremes. I do think you do extract vitamins from the food you eat, but, some people, it's like, "Well, you can't live on meat." I could live on a steak for the rest of my life apparently because people have done it. 15 years, 16 years just eating beef. Who knew? So anyway, um, yeah, he told me he was doing that, and then I reconnected with Jill Kay, who told me that she was doing carnivore. I said, "Really? What on earth inspired you to do carnivore?" And she had got off of a drug. She had to quit cold turkey off of gabapentin, and she'd been on several drugs, and I don't think she'd ever eaten a healthy meal from, I mean, it was like, not, I shouldn't say that. She drank pop and she ate the sweets and things like most people do. I don't think she ever went on a regular diet. So she was always eating just a standard American diet. And when she went off of the painkiller, she ran out, and she just prayed to God to get her through it. And she said for 4 days she wasn't. It was bad, really bad. She's probably lucky she's alive. Probably if she didn't have faith in God, she might not be. But she prayed about it, asked God to help her, and said, "I'm ready to go, but if you want me to stay here, carry me through this." So he did. And 4 days later, she hadn't ate anything. She was so sick, she couldn't eat anything. She said, "All I wanted was meat. I just wanted steak, and I had some in the fridge or freezer, so I grabbed it." And she said she started eating the steaks, and she felt so much better, but she said she ran across something about carnivore, but I don't think she'd heard of it before, and she started looking into it. It's like, bingo, the light bulb came on for her. And I thought, "Well, that's interesting," because she showed me pictures before and after. I've talked about this before, how her hair was, some when you see old ladies and they got that frizzy, fluffy hair. I got spiders all over the house. They've been coming in. And her hair was grayed. Oh, just, and from the back, she just had a picture of herself from the back, and her hair was thin. She had the same shape that I have or had when I first started this, kind of, like a lot of elderly women get, and she wasn't that old. So I looked at that and she showed me her after pictures, unbelievable, just from doing carnivore. It was unbelievable. And she's, "Yeah, you gotta do it." She's trying to talk me into it. And I'm like, "Oh, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it." It just sounded so boring. And I'm like, it's not that healthy. It's not sustainable. I was all thinking this in my head. And the light bulb came on when, after I talked to her a couple times. I was like, "Wait a minute. You go up to Alaska, there are places up there in Alaska where people don't have vegetables and fruits. All they have is whale blubber and seal meat and fish, and they've been like that for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and they're just fine. It's like, "Oh, okay." As soon as that light bulb came on for me, I'm like, "Oh, okay, so I can do this. This is not gonna hurt me. It is sustainable because other people have done it." And I thought, "Okay." And then I thought, "I don't really wanna do it, though." I don't wanna do it, but I did think it was really weird that Bill, of all people, and then Bill and Jill, I never thought about that. Bill and Jill both doing this and both telling me about it. Bill didn't expect me to get on it. He never said anything about that, but Jill did. She was really enthusiastic 'cause it helped her so much, and I get that because you get really enthusiastic when you know something works for you. It's like you just wanna share it with people. It's like, "This will help you so much. Just try it." Um, and I knew she was gonna talk me into it. It's like, I don't wanna do it, but I know she's gonna talk me into it. I know it, I know it. Well, anyway, the next day was Easter morning, and I woke up and I was like, "Okay, I'm carnivore." I was just like, I'm there because I got to where I wasn't really wanting anything. I'd quit eating fruit the year before. I just didn't want it. So I quit doing that. And then I got to where I was just eating green salad with what I have on there. Sometimes a radish, but celery, cabbage for crunch, and a tomato, like a small Roma tomato with some salad dressing on it. And but I did notice that my joints were aching and I didn't have any strength to get up. Like when I got up out of chairs, I had to push myself with my arms, and my arms have weeny muscles. There's no muscles on my arms, but they were stronger than my legs. Um, and I was in a lot of pain, and turning myself over in bed was a chore just because it hurt so bad. So I was had a lot of problems even from eating keto, but I didn't realize what it was. It was the seed oils because I was using a manufactured salad dressing, not making my own, and I knew better, but I didn't realize how bad it was affecting me. When I quit that, all that stuff went away. It took a while, and I was able second night, I was able to sleep. Slept like a baby, but, no, that's what it was, and it was crazy. So, yeah, it's something to look into. Especially if you're getting older and you've got any problems because I've been had a healthy distrust of doctors all my life. My mom kind of beat that into us. I'm glad she did because you look at what's going on now, it's really sad. And I see so many people, 20 years ago, you never saw heavy people in a wheelchair. They were in a wheelchair because they were heavy or because they had such bad things happening to their bodies, they couldn't walk anymore. That wasn't around 20 years ago like that. That just wasn't. And I thought, well, what's changed? A lot of the stuff that I've learned has been just deductive reasoning. Now, what has changed? Well, you go up to the hospital here, they put $13 million into the hospital. They only have 13 beds in it. They put $13 million into it, I think, or was it 12 million? And they expanded the parking lot and revamped the entryway. So the doctors have a pretty place to work. But the parking lot used to have, I think, 6 cars or 7 cars was all that would fit in the old parking lot. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? It's scary. Um, and just experiences I had with my own family, things that went with them. But as the diet thing is just it's so imperative that you have a healthy diet, especially now because our food supply has been poisoned so badly. You would never think it is. Well, get this. Bill Gates has been developing butter out of feces. Why would anybody even think to do that? Bill Gates did. I hope that's what they fed him at his meal yesterday when he was at the big fancy meal at Trump's place. Just disgusting. So why would they do that? Because they're poisoning us. You know that's not going to be good. You know it's going to cause problems. So anyway, yeah, you got to look at that stuff and think, okay, you if as they're going on, things are getting worse. Things aren't getting better. And they're fighting RFK Jr. all the way. I don't think he necessarily has it all down either, but he's trying for certain things. But the food supply being messed up, it behooves you to look into this because I'll tell you what, with vegetables, they can fly something over and dump whatever on vegetables in a field. They can, grains, which they do. I mean, glyphosate is found in all kinds of stuff now, and they use it as a so-called desiccant, so they can harvest everything at the same time. Um, but no, this stuff can be contaminated from the outside as it's grown, but with beef, they've got the 4 stomachs, the cows have 4 stomachs, and they process that garbage out so it doesn't get into the meat. So now they're trying to inject the meat. So, well, you can't win them all, but, they're injecting the meat with vaccines, apparently. I don't know if there's gonna be labels for that or not, but anyway, with beef, pretty much when you buy it, the skin is on the outside, so the inside isn't being touched by the outside atmosphere. Same with chickens, covered in the feathers and the skin, well, feathers. They have to be processed. So you've got somewhat semi-safe protein sources inside the cow, inside the chicken, inside the pig, all that. So it's protected to some degree against the contamination that you get from eating vegetables and fruits. Because I know some people are saying, "Oh, you can't that stuff, your body doesn't like it because you're not supposed to be eating it." But the Bible says, no. God said, excuse me, that, the herbs of the field were our food. He said that in Genesis. So I believe that, yes, the herbs of the field are edible, but you have to be able to protect them from outside contamination, and it's hard unless you grow your own garden. Cover it like I know a lady, she was talking about how she couldn't get her garden to grow, and so she ended up putting a clear tarp over the top, with sticks so that it gets circulation, and watered it underneath. And she said then her garden grew like crazy. And I just figured something was being dumped on our garden from the air that was causing it to be retarded. Like my garden, I tried for several years at the other place and it wouldn't start growing until October 1st. On October 1st, all of a sudden, things were just going crazy. And by October 15th, we've had our first frost, so nothing was harvested. Very interesting. So you want to make sure that if you can grow a garden, you do it. And if you have to cover it, cover it. Just put it where you've got some kind of a sun source that it can get to it. But I haven't had too much problem here. I didn't grow a garden this year because I am carnivore right now, but I don't expect to stay there. I will go back to um, keto um, because I don't see myself staying carnivore for a long time. It's just to me, it's just to me, it's boring. And I can eat a steak, and I enjoy my steak when I eat it. I don't feel like, ugh, I can't eat another steak. I haven't got to that point, and I guess most people don't. But there's times that I'd like to have like a strawberry and cream. Once I lose my weight, and what I'm going at, see what I say, I'm 186. I was 186.6. I was 186.2 yesterday. We'll see where I'm at tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm still dropping, but if you get stuck and you're not losing after you've been losing, what they say is happening, and most of the people you can eat steak. I know. Have you ever had a ribeye? I never have. I can't afford it. Leaves of the trees for healing. Exactly. Yeah, so it is biblical to eat that stuff. Um, Dr. Berry, I think, disagrees, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. He can disagree. But I'm looking outside. I saw a light, but it's actually I guess it's just a reflection of this thing in the window. Um, yeah, I could eat steak every day. I haven't had a ribeye yet. I can't afford $30 for one meal. It's just nuts. But I think that doing this is really helping your health. I mean, how many people are on medications? Almost everybody I know that's done this has got off their medicine. I know that, like I said, everybody I've talked to that did keto got off their thyroid medicine. Except for the 2 people who lived in the same house, the mom and son, so I knew they were doing something wrong. They didn't lose weight. "Oh, I can't figure out why it's not where they were eating something they shouldn't eat." And I have a feeling they knew they were eating something they shouldn't eat, but they didn't wanna admit it because they didn't wanna stop eating it, and that's a problem. I talked to a guy that said, "If I had to quit eating bread, I would die." And he was serious. He wasn't, like, being hyperbolic, he was very serious. And so he will. He didn't because I talked to him about keto years ago, years and years ago, and he said, "I can't do it because if I can't have bread, I'll die. Because I have to have bread." My son will get ribeye once in a while and grill them. I like sirloin and chuck just as well. Yeah, I like the ribeye looks good, but I imagine it's not much different than my chuck steak. 'Cause that's what I do. I just hamburger and chuck is all I've been eating, is hamburger and chuck steak, and I prefer chuck steak. When I do my hamburger, I did make my own taco seasoning. That I did do. Now, for most carnivores, you can have cheese and not have a problem. I'm just cutting it out. I'm cutting out all dairy because some people that blocks their weight loss. Now, like I said, it didn't for me when I did keto. I was able to lose, but I just for this, I feel like no, I got to stick with this and not do the cream because you can have keto or carnivore ice cream, good recipes for that, which have a few things that aren't totally carnivore, but it's just a smidgen of something. And for the most part, they don't. It's natural items. They're not going to hurt you, but it depends how strict you are with it. Right now, I'm pretty strict. I want to make sure this works. So I want to get my weight back down. I've got about 50 pounds to lose. If I weighed 186, if I weigh 186, I want to get down to 135. It's what I was when I was in high school, and it's sustainable because that's what my weight was then, so and I felt good, and I looked good at 135, so that's what I'm gonna aim for. And if I'm losing 10 pounds a month, it'll take me, what, 5 more months? By Christmas, I should be my goal weight, and then I will incorporate cream. But, the first couple months, I was tracking how many calories I was getting. Enough calories, you won't lose weight. If you don't get enough calories, Your body just will blah, 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 blah. So I or 1,600, whatever it was the most I've ever eaten in my life, and it was miserable. Oh my gosh, I was like I started eating breakfast because of that, which I never used to eat breakfast because I needed the calories to fulfill that goal of what my weight was supposed to be. Hated every minute of it. Gained weight. I gained weight, and Jill said, "You know what? Just eat when you're hungry. Just eat when you're hungry." It's like, "Thank God. Ooh, angel saying." And that's what I do. And I didn't have that much today. I had a pork chop and I had a steak. There it was a pound of steak, but I didn't eat probably a third of it. So I don't know how many calories that is, but I'm still full and I feel good. Here on 3 different blood pressure pills, now down to 1 in the morning and 1 at night. Soon it'll be 1 day and then off them. Yes, yay, and that's a victory because not only do they harm your body, but they also cost money. And blood pressure pills, I remember my, ex's mom, she would sit there, we'd be playing cards, and she was like this. I can't even make it do that. That was it. She'd have a card in her hand, she'd be like this. It's like, how is she even reading that card? She was literally shaking. Her hands were shaking like this. And it was from the blood pressure medicine. They were giving her, I think, 5 different blood pressure medicines. She's 4'10". And it's like, oh my God. But she wouldn't listen to me. But finally, she found a doctor that looked at what she was taking. It's like, why are you on this blood pressure medicine? My gosh. Generally, if you are on blood pressure medicine, it's because you're low in something. Vitamin D3 quite often will help with that. There are different supplements to try. I think magnesium is another one. It helps with blood pressure. So when you have these problems that they want to give you drugs for, generally it's just because you're lacking in minerals, lacking nutrients. Um, so it's nice to know that when you do things, do this type is what you're eating is what you're eating or not eating that causes problems or makes you healthy. And I've said that for years, years and years. I've said that, and it's true. It's absolutely true. So yeah, it's something to look into and make sure that you've got some good information. You can look it up online and find out. I up my D3, magnesium, and potassium. It has helped. Yes. What kind of potassium are you taking? What's your source? Because I need potassium. I'm thinking that new salt stuff. I think I'm gonna make a cup of hot water, like tea water, and put some of that new salt in it because I think that will help with my cramping in my legs and my feet. Because I know that magnesium and low potassium can cause cramping. But anyway, yeah. So I've got for the weight loss thing. Um, I don't look any different to me in the mirror. Although something last night, I turned on my camera. I hadn't looked at myself in the camera for a long time, and I noticed that I was actually thinning, thinning right through here. Oddly enough. It was weird because my chin looked really big, and I'm like, "What's wrong with my chin?" But I remembered from before when I was thinner, it was like my chin looked really big. I don't know what that was all maybe I've always had a big chin and didn't know it. Um, but yeah, I noticed that. I know just a little bit here, but my arms, I can feel my arms. My pants aren't tight anymore where I had muffin top. The pants that I'm wearing right now, they're stretch, and they were stretched pretty they were extremely stretched because I know it's around my waist. My legs, not so much, but my waist, and when I saw my sister today, I hadn't seen her for, like, a month. We went bike riding about a month ago. I don't and she's just been kind of backing off because she knew I was gonna be busy with my classes, and, I said something to her. She asked me how much weight I'd lost, and I said, "About 15 pounds." She goes, "Oh," and she said, she goes, "I could tell." She goes, "Your stomach isn't as big," 'cause my belly was getting big. Potassium gluconate. Okay, I was taking that. Have to order some more of it. What's the problem with potassium is it's hard to find it in amounts higher than 99. Although Dr. Berg has an electrolyte mix that has 1,000 milligrams of potassium in it. Maybe I'll order that. It was $36. It's got magnesium. It's like an electrolyte mix. It's got the magnesium, potassium. I think it had salt in it too. I don't need the salt, I've got salt here, but I do have a potassium I think I've got potassium gluconate, but it's a powder. Yeah, the potassium so I made my own electrolytes, and it's way cheaper than buying it. But I do have potassium gluconate, maybe I'll just sprinkle some of that. Hang on a second, I gotta look at something. Oh, shoot. Now for Pete's sake, I was shaking this. I don't know how, I guess it was around the rim. New salt. I was shaking this and it went all over the place, but the top is closed. See that? I don't know. It must have been all stuck around the rim. I need to see how much potassium is because new salt is all potassium. It might be potassium gluconate for all I know. And it might be cheaper than buying it in the bags. Um, oh, this is potassium chloride. A quarter teaspoon is 1.25 grams. It's not saying. Anyway, sodium free. Use it just like your salt on all favorite foods. So I'll probably put some of this in a this and my other potassium gluconate. It's all over my desk. Good grief. And oh yes, and I've been taking the one aspirin a day too, which seems to when I good gravy, it's all over my desk. Um, I did the aspirin a day that helped. You might try taking an aspirin a day. 81 milligram aspirin a day, Cindy, and see if that moves anything because if you've got insulin resistance, that helps with insulin resistance. Um, I never thought you could have it on keto, but apparently I've got it. And I think, well, now that I'm losing weight, I think that the aspirin, which I take daily, is actually helping with that because that's when I started losing weight was after the fasting and after that. Micro ingredients. Yeah, that's how much Dr. Berg's thing has. Usually what I do is I will so when it's hot and I know I've been sweating, I'll take a teaspoon of my electrolyte mix. I'll fill up this thing here with ice. I'll sprinkle the electrolyte mix on top and then fill it with water. And it's this salty, cold, salty drink. It actually doesn't taste that bad. Mm. So yeah, I do that. But yeah, think about maybe because this is the stuff I got. It was just this cheapy Equate aspirin, and it's coated. It's not like the old aspirin pills that are chalky when you put them in your mouth. It tastes terrible, and they kind of start decomposing as soon as you put them in. But these have a yellow coating over them. Yeah, you can't see it, but I haven't had any problems with it. Taking one of these, I'll take it with my coffee and or my tea in the morning, or I'll take it like if you up or hurt you or anything. Oh, you did? When did you do that? When did you start your aspirin a day? Mm, I've got a piece of beef stuck in my tooth. I'm having a hard time getting it out. Yeah, it's good to have. But yeah, Dr. Bickman said that he talked about the background on an app. Within 6 months, people taking it dropped their insulin resistance by 30%, which is huge. Oh, 2 weeks ago, good. Yeah, you have to see how that works for you too, but I I have a hunch maybe if you try a fast, try 1 day first and just see how you do, since we were talking about doing it anyway. Just do 1 day, like on a Monday or something, whenever's an easy day for you, and then do that a couple times. And then maybe the next time after 2 or 3 times, do a 2 day and see how you do. Because like I said, it was the 2 day fast plus the aspirin, cutting out the cream and all that. That's when I started losing weight. It was weird, I don't understand, but I think the fast just kicked and I thought about that because Jill K, she had fasted for 4 days, not by choice, she was sick. She didn't eat for 4 days, and then when she started her, carnivore, she dropped weight immediately. She didn't Yeah, she was like, "Boom," and she just started dropping weight, which was interesting. I think it's the fasted state that helps with that maybe. It'd be interesting to see how you do, because the one day of fasting didn't help me, but it got me used to doing it, which was good. Oh, excuse me. Mm, trying to think if there's anything else yeah, almost I'm sitting here thinking, "Oh, wait, is today Saturday? Crud, it's Saturday, I forgot to." I'm so busy. But I'm hoping like these things here, I'm thinking this is gonna tighten up from the autophagy from doing the fasting. Fasting is supposed to help with your skin tightening up and, it does all kinds of good things for the body apparently, which is odd, but I guess because you get a break from digestion. Digestion must be very taxing on the body. So, make this go away. I got some kinda etched wrinkles here. I've had these for a long time, since my 30s, like, on the sides of my eyes, they're just getting a little bit deeper. I've noticed sagging on my skin just like a month ago, started sagging like crazy, but I think this because there's fat in my face, I put weight everywhere. My dad was the same way, all over, especially under here, um but I think he was very insulin resistant, and maybe that's a sign of insulin resistance too, but, this should tighten up a little bit, and these lines on the side of my mouth. This is a thyroid thing, actually, a lot of people that had hypothyroidism get that, but this is as I lose weight in my face, you'll see it. I look a lot different with a thinner face, but yeah, so my arms, yeah, you can't really you kinda see if you remember me from a couple months back or a month back, I was taking pictures, but yeah, you can see a little bit. See the sagging skin here on my upper arm? That would have been clear down here because I actually you can kind of see the bump here. This is a muscle though. I don't know why I'm so muscular right there, but I am. This was hanging down a lot more, and you could actually see an indentation because it was sagging. It was literally hanging skin. Well, it's picked up a lot. Oops. Let's see. I can't figure out what angle I need. Not that one, not that one. And then my mom, I remember her telling me years ago, she goes, "You've got olive oil elbows," because I had so much, puff around it was probably inflammation, but my elbow stuck out of the fat, and it just looked weird, um, even when I was thinner, because that was when I was a lot thinner than I am now. But, yeah, see, the light's hitting me weird, so it's bone right here. I don't know why that's showing as that's the upper stuff. Yeah, so I had lipedema too, and, when I lost weight before that's something else I'm noticing is right here. That is going away. I've got a fat knob here, which is very common with people that have thyroid problems, but it's all shrinking and going away. I'm anxious to see how fast it goes now. So, but somebody said, who was it? Kelly Hogan was talking about, might have been Dr. Bright saying that people that don't lose weight right away on keto or carnivore, like they don't lose it for a long time, once they finally do, it really goes fast. And the repair work is so much better. She also was talking to a lady, I think did I play her on my show? Can't remember. She had lost her husband, but she got really big. She was big like I was too, about the same height as I am. But you could look at her and just tell. There's a picture of her sitting on her couch, and she had the same build, the same fat distribution that I had. And you could look at her face and just tell she was in immense mental anguish from her husband dying, but she gained weight when that happened, and when she lost her weight, she talked about how she would lose excuse me, she would lose and lose and lose, and then she would stop. And she said the stop could be for a week, 2 weeks, a month, and she wasn't losing anything and just sat there. But she says, what I noticed, even though I wasn't losing on the scale, she said, my skin was firming up, getting tight. I was building muscle in my arms and I wasn't working out. She says I was literally my body was reforming itself. And it was really interesting because she said it could go on a month or 2 even, and then she'd start losing again. She said usually what she'd do is she'd do a fast and she would start losing again. And she said then she got down to where she was too skinny. And she did. She was way too skinny. She goes, but my body was it just kept losing and losing and losing. And she's like, "Wow, what's going on?" Because there's a picture of her wearing these jeans and her legs, her upper thighs were probably that big, super tiny. And she says, "I stopped and then I started going back up again, but the muscles started building up." And she says, "My energy was good." I mean, she looks great now. As a matter of fact, she's great already. So it worked for her. But yeah, it's the hard thing is that I'm a I want it now type person and I'm impatient. And when I didn't lose anything for 4 months, I'm like, "Grr." So I was kind of afraid it would be the same as keto, that I might not lose for the first 4 months. And I don't think I probably would have lost if I hadn't been doing or if I hadn't done the, fast. Don't know though. I tried it to see because a lot of people said that stalled a or that, fixed a stall. Well, I hadn't stalled because I hadn't lost anything, but they said the fast helped. I thought, "Well, what have I got to lose?" 3-day one, I'm like, "Oh, I don't really wanna do it, I don't," but I thought, "Nope, got it." I just woke up one day, it's like, "No, you gotta do it." So, because it's not really fun to do a fast, but sometimes necessary. I don't There's some people like Dr. Boz, she does a 2-day fast every week, excuse me, to help with her autophagy and to help feel better. But I wanted to see what the 3-day would do 'cause, like I said, back in the old days in the '80s or whenever it was that I did it, almost killed me. I was bedridden from it, and I only went 7 days, I think. I literally was bedridden, but I was eating regular I mean, even back then, I was eating probably 400, 500, 600 calories a day. I just didn't eat that much. Um, so doing a fast of s I was yeah, it was bad. I was really sick, and when it came time to eat, said doctor wanted me to go for 10 days, and it's like I couldn't do it because I was too sick, and I tried to eat, and I was like, I just didn't wanna eat. It was like everything was repulsive, so it really messed with my head and my body, but I wasn't doing keto or carnivore back then, I didn't know about it. So now with carnivore, I gotta tell you, it was easy because I was only eating meat anyway, and if you're only eating meat, all you do is stop eating meat and you're you're fasting. So and I did have water. I had water and I had my tea. I had my, papaya leaf tea, my salt water in the morning. My half teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt water and hot water in the morning. First thing when he got up, Dr. Bickman also talked about that. He said a lot of people can't lose weight if they don't have enough salt in their system, and I don't think I do. So anyway, that's what I did there. And, I think that it's a good thing I had problems with this because there are gonna be other people out there that are having the same problems, and they can't figure out why they're not losing the weight. Why do not feel better? Why am I not losing weight? Why is blah, 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 blah. And so being a health coach and having this happen to me personally and having to fight to find the answers for what actually finally worked and what helped, that's gonna stick with me, and I'll be able to help those people who are having such a hard time because it's easy to do carnivore, in the fact that it's just meat, but it's not simple when it comes to, you kinda have to cook everything, obviously. Everything's cooked unless you some people eat raw meat. Doctor Kills eats raw meat, which is just gross. I don't wanna eat raw meat. That's just to me, it's might as well go gnaw on a dead animal somewhere. You'll probably never starve to death, I guess that's one good thing about it, but you do have to cook everything. There are a lot of carnivore recipes, and I'm doing a strict carnivore, I'm not doing any dairy with it, and that makes it a lot harder because you don't have the options you would normally have because there are macaroni and cheese options, spaghetti noodles they make with chicken, ground chicken. Chris Cooking Carnivore does a lot of recipes like that, but I can't do those because because when you have that, what do you have with it? And butter is really weird. I haven't really been eating that. Tonight's the first time I've had butter in a long time. I just didn't want it anymore after I quit doing the cream and stuff. So, oh, thank you, Cindy Jo. I'm glad. Yeah, so if you have questions or comments, I can't wait to learn more in my classes because then I'll be able to answer better here. Old guard, you guys get freebies. Y'all get freebies, but new people's gonna have to pay. Because I need to make a living at this. I need money pretty badly. I'm living on $1,100 a month. That doesn't go very far when uh my insurance for the house is off the charts. They just raised our gas from 4.14 a gallon to 4.29 a gallon for the cheapest crap you can buy. Yeah, Washington State, it's a peach. But I need a new roof. I need a different car. The car I have now is just this is not good in the snow. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's a little snowplow. It's a little Prius, and they get around okay. But I mean, if I can't get my driveway plowed or get it shoveled off fast enough, I'm not going anywhere. I'm stuck until I can get that. It's terrible. I need a four-wheel drive. I'd like to get a Rav4. That's my dream. I win the lottery. I'll get a Mercedes. But so anyway, yeah, it's. I gotta taste some of this because I'm thinking I need to. If I need potassium, this is going to taste really good, and I do think I need potassium. Ooh, already I can tell it tastes good. A little bitter. It's a tad bitter, but I need it. I need a chaser too. So even on, there's people that do carnivore. They won't do stevia. I do. I do it. And I drink this. This is black cherry, which is pretty yummy. Tastes a lot like their Dr. Zevia, which is like Dr. Pepper. Uh, I think that's just cola and black cherry flavoring together. But I drink these. I drink some of them aren't sweet. This is sweetened with stevia. I do the stevia. A lot of people don't do any sweetener because they're sugar addicts, and they said it triggers them to crave sugar, like baked goods or whatever it was, cookies, whatever. It doesn't work that way with me, but I never really ate a lot of that stuff. I wasn't raised to eat that way, so I'm thank God, because I like my stevia. Um, and doing carnivore or keto, actually, you can do it with carnivore, kind of. If you use stevia powder, or stevia sweetener and make, no-bake cheesecake, if you're doing dairy. Um, a really good recipe, I like my no-bake cheesecake. I didn't realize I'm not a big cheesecake fan. After having the no-bake stuff, I like it so much better. It's like I don't bother with all the mess and fuss of, regular cheesecake. I take a brick of Philadelphia cream cheese, let it get soft, and I take the egg beater and beat it up, put a little lemon flavoring in it, and some stevia or allulose. Oh, that's something I need to tell you about allulose. Allulose, mix it all up, and then you do a cup of whipped cream. You beat it up, make the whipped cream, and add a little stevia and flavoring if you have vanilla or whatever. And then you fold that into the cream cheese. It is so yummy. Oh my gosh, my sister even said, "What is this? This is awesome." It's it's no-bake cheesecake, and I don't even bother with any kind of crust because it's like, eh. So, yeah, also, something I learned the other day from Dr. Boz, you watch these guys. If you watch Dr. Boz or Dr. Bickman, Dr. Berry, Dr. Berg. Berg does keto more than carnivore, but he does recommend carnivore sometimes, but keto is a big thing. These different doctors have really good information. Dr. Bosworth, she's on Tuesday afternoons live. Dr. Berry's on Mondays live. Dr. Berg is on Fridays live. They have all these live shows, and you can ask them questions in the chat. and they'll usually answer them. So you've got access to those things, but the learning deal is really interesting. So Dr. Bosworth was talking about a study they found. I think she referenced Dr. Bickman, so I think Bickman actually found it. A very unusual study where allulose, which is a natural sweetener that I use a lot when I have sweetie stuff. You if you take a little bit of allulose, maybe some people are reactive. If you put it in just tea, something liquid, sometimes it'll give you the runs. If you put it in something solid, like if you're gonna make, I don't know, well, like making the no bake cheesecake, put it in there. Sometimes I do. If you get allulose and consume allulose, and then fructose is fruit sugars. You'll see fructose in all kinds of things. It will block the fructose from hitting those, cells. It rejects the fructose, it blocks it, and flushes it out of the body without effect, so you're not getting the sugar spikes, you're not getting the glucose spikes, the insulin stuff. It prevents that, so you can actually block fructose. Like, if I had, um, say I put some allulose in my drink and then went out and had some grapes, my body wouldn't even know I ate grapes. The fructose would all be blocked because the grapes have a ton of fructose in them. And that's a really cool thing because that way, if you want to have something like, because I know when I was doing keto, I didn't do it last year. I just got lost my taste for doing that, and I'm not sure why. But I would take on keto, you can take like a quarter cup of berries, which isn't a lot, 4 tablespoons, but it's there if you want it. Chop them up, do whatever you want. I'd have them frozen, and I would pour them. I'd put them in a little bowl, little berry bowl, and I would sprinkle some, well, I'm gonna use allulose. Before I was using stevia, but now I'm gonna use allulose if I get back to doing that again. I would sprinkle that on there, put a little vanilla on it, and then put cream on top. And you can mix it up really quick because those frozen berries will freeze that cream really quickly, and it'll be kinda like an ice cream type thing, but you can chip it out of there, and it's a nice treat, especially in the summertime. Uh, Strawberries, blueberries I like the best, huckleberries, boysenberries, mulberries, berries. Berries for the most part are fairly low glycemic, so they you can fit them into your, keto lifestyle. So, yeah, that's what I would do, and then I just suddenly quit doing it. I don't even know why. I just didn't want them anymore. So you too? Yeah, the, erythritol. All yeah, they make, but if you put them in a baked good, like, say you make a muffin, a keto muffin, and put it in there, I never had a problem with it, I don't know why. But if I put it in my tea, within about 15 minutes, I'm hitting the bathroom. I guess if you're ever, constipated, there you go. Bob's your uncle. Oh, yeah, weird, very weird. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry I missed my update earlier in the day. We've got I got 5 thumbs up, and that's awesome. Thank you guys so much. That helps with the algorithms. I'll be doing these. I'm glad I started doing this because once I get my certification for the health coach thing, I will be using this channel for, or my I have a Chris Croy, I think, or is it just Chris's Cafe, something like that? Oh, Chris's Carnivore Cafe. I might have to change that to just Chris's Cafe thing for a YouTube site so that I can talk. More people have. I don't know how many members I've got following me. I think not very many. And I've got a few. I think 500, around 500 for the live stream. It's nice, but I think I've got that many members. So, and most of them have notifications set, so the bell goes off when I go live. But I'd like to be able to keep something like that going so I can have meetings with people when they want to meet for consultations or whatever. Because a lot of it's done through Zoom. I think yeah, I'm not doing it through Zoom tonight. I'm just doing it on YouTube. But it's nice to have tips and tricks and things like that to help with, because I mean, it's fairly complex. If you're first starting out, especially with keto, There's a lot to know. I mean, you're gonna become a label reader. I'll tell you what, you'll be picking up everything you look at, and I'll also tell you something else. Just because it was good at one time and you've been using it doesn't mean they haven't changed the ingredients. You have to go in there and look at the labels and see what's going on because they'll change things on you. And by the way, I made mayonnaise, carnivore mayonnaise. They are accepting MCT oil, which is a refined coconut oil, which helps with ketones. You might need ketones, Cindy. And I know that Costco has MCT oil, like I think it's a quart of it. Can't remember what I paid for but they have that. But I made mayonnaise with it. 'Cause you wanna get away from the seed oils. Well, I used avocado oil to make mayonnaise with, and I'm like, "Eh." I like it not to have any taste, like, I don't like olive oil taste, so I don't make olive oil mayonnaise. I did start making it with, was it sunflower seed oil, which is no taste, but it's a seed oil, and it was causing the inflammation, so I had to get rid of it. But the MCT oil, I did try that the other day, and excuse me, it made really good mayonnaise, and I've got a good homemade recipe for mayonnaise. Anyhow, let's see if there's anything else. I don't know. I don't think so. But today, 186.6, that's pretty good. I started at 200, probably 200.6. So 14 pounds. I'm trying to think, when did I first start losing? How long ago? So I stopped. Okay, this is what I stopped cream, cut. Oh, I cut bacon fat. Did I? I haven't been eating much bacon, so I don't have much bacon fat to worry about over there. Trying to find the date on it when I started because I wrote all this stuff down. Okay. Cut bacon fat. I'm the world's worst note taker. Stopped cream, cut bacon fat, eating MCT. Oh, eating earlier. Last meal no later than 3. Aspirin 81 milligrams and papaya leaf tea. July 15th is when I started taking the salt and hot water. And okay, July 1st I was 194. July 2nd I was 199. Went up 5 pounds. July 3rd I was 199, heading up to 200 again. Trying to find. So August 10th I was 195. 11th I was 194. The 12th I was 193. So this is after I fasted. I was going down, down, down. So that would have been about 3.5 weeks ago. I started losing weight. So I've lost 14 pounds in 3.5 weeks, which is good. That's really good. Woohoo! Thank you. Yeah, see if you can find it. It should be there. And sometimes if you can't find it, and if they don't have it in stock or if they're not bringing it in, if you ask for them to, a lot of times they'll bring it back. They're getting a lot more carnivore and keto stuff in, I've noticed, but you have to read the labels because, like, people are saying they don't eat almonds. They don't eat almond flour because it's got oxalates in it. And they claim when you go on carnivore, some people have oxalate. They call it oxalate dumping, where you get these little crystals start coming out in your skin, like little zits and stuff. You have to pick them. They say it's hard. It's like crystallized stuff. But I found out if you take magnesium, it stops that from happening. The magnesium processes the oxalates, so they're not a problem. So I think if you're taking magnesium with your uh, carnivore, you don't have to worry about or keto, you don't have to worry about the oxalates and all that. Same with, was it, raw spinach has a lot of oxalates, but it's just a matter of low magnesium that causes problems with that apparently. Okay. Looks like people are checking their tickets for the Powerball. It's probably another guy in California that won it. Seems like the last several billion-dollar ticket lotteries were won by people in California. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, they're all excited over in PSB. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it off here, and I'm getting tired, actually. I've been going to bed really early lately. Probably the stress from doing my stuff, but yeah, I'm glad. My sister noticed, she said my belly's getting smaller, and and I've noticed that too, but right now it feels really big. Probably bloated out because I did put onion powder and garlic, or no, I put garlic powder on my steak, so that's probably why it bloats me a little bit. So anyway, I'm gonna peel out of here, and I will see you next Friday or Saturday. And hopefully I've lost some more weight. It'd be nice if I lost another 5 pounds. Get her done. I'd like to be thin. What I'm hoping to be a good size by um, Black Friday, because that's when I do all my clothes shopping. You can get such amazing deals on clothes on Black Friday. It's like, oh, geez, I hope I lose all that weight by then. That'll be awesome. So I can get everything on sale and not have to pay so much money. So I mean, they've raised prices some, but I used to get really nice cable knit sweaters, cotton cable knit sweaters for $5 that were regular $35. Thank you, Cindy. See you tomorrow. But yeah, so I'm hoping I can lose it all by Black Friday. That would be awesome. It's only a few months away, though. I don't think I can get 50 pounds off by then, but it'll be close, I hope. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm gonna cut her off, and you guys have a great Saturday night, and I think I'm gonna lay down and watch a movie and then probably go to bed. We'll hit the rack. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for being with me. All four of you. I don't know who you are, but other than Cindy, so it's awesome to see you out there. And thanks for the thumbs up. I do appreciate that very much. See you later, alligators.